What's going on, everyone? It's Nick's Kicks 93, and today I bring you a video about things I think you should know before you buy the Nike Air Vapormax Flyknit. Guys, I swear to God, this is not clickbait. Alright, this is actually things that I think everyone should know before buying the shoe, and this is even stuff that I wish I knew before I bought the shoes. Now, some of these things that I'm about to tell you are things you could probably find out when trying them on in store, but and there are also a lot of things that you wouldn't know unless you maybe wore a pair for an extended amount of time. But let's be honest, I mean, buying shoes online is such a norm now that you may not get around to trying on a pair in store. So my objective after this video is to pretty much give you everything you need to know before buying a pair of these, and maybe even give you enough information to confidently buy a pair online without having to worry about, oh, is it gonna fit? How's it gonna feel? You know, what's this gonna be like? And after spending, I know my mentality when buying these shoes was, for $190, I better freaking like this shoe, and I'm hoping that I can kind of give you that security, whether or not you end up buying them. I want to give you that feeling of, I know I don't want them, or I know I do want them. So with me here, I have the pure platinum Nike Air Vapormax. Give you a nice good look around the shoe. So first, I want to talk about the upper of the shoe. So the upper is actually, it's knit. It's a knit material, but it's stretchy. So you can see the stretchiness here just by me, you know, being able to pull the tongue. The tongue is very stretchy. The entire upper is actually quite stretchy, except for obviously the pseudo cage here that runs up into the eyelets. You can see this right here, and on the other side, that's for a little bit of stability there. And obviously the rib section here where your ankle goes, that kind of adds this. So the entire upper is designed to be stretchy where it needs to be, and pretty rigid where where it doesn't need to be, which is pretty much in this midsection. So now I want to talk about the sole, because the sole is kind of what gets people, right? This kind of funky little well, even from the side you see all the ridges, the separations right here, right here, all that stuff. So the sole gets a lot of people. By gets, I mean throws off a lot of people, because it's kind of what's most different about the entire shoe. The Vapor sole is actually, it's pretty innovative. I don't think anything has come out like it. And since it's pretty much it's a bubble straight to the ground. I mean, if you look at the Air Max's exposed air bubble, right? Whole layer of separation between the air and the ground here. That's that whole rubber outsole. With these, it's straight to the ground. I mean, the bubble is touching the ground. Albeit they got a little bit of a texture here, and I guess a little bit of thicker areas right here. But it's basically touching the ground. And what throws people off is wondering, okay, what if I step on like a really sharp rock? What's gonna happen to the sole? Well, don't worry about the sole. That's what I'll tell you right now. If you're worried about the sole, don't. So I recommend you watch the YouTube channel What's Inside, because what they did is, first, they cut the Vapormax in half, but two, they attempted to puncture the Vapor sole. And what it did, I mean, it took a considerable amount of force with a sharp knife to actually puncture this sole. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is, a sharp rock is not going to come around and ruin your day with these. Another thing I'd like to add about the sole, though, is that it does make a lot of noise. It makes a ton of noise when you're walking, and you kind of sound like Squidward when you're walking these things, like. And so if that's a problem for you, and if that kind of stuff annoys you, I mean, I personally learned to tune it out, but for most people, they probably wouldn't be able to deal with that. And I understand that. If you feel like this is gonna get to you, and if you feel like this is gonna bother you, then I definitely say maybe take that into consideration when you're buying these shoes, because this really does make a lot of noise on squeaky floors like vinyl or hardwood or things like that. Some compliments I have about the sole, though, it's very responsive. It's not like Boost, which I'm gonna get into later. but it's very different than Boost. It's very responsive and very supportive. Some people say actually Boost is too squishy and it eventually makes their feet hurt because of it. So if you're into response, if you like response more than you like plush, then this might be the shoe for you. So a little bit about the break-in period of these shoes. So on my first day of wearing them, I felt a little bit of a uncomfortable lump, maybe on the the lateral side of the shoe, which is out here, and right around here. There was a lump there that would kind of, it would kind of make my foot feel uncomfortable. I don't know if it was the shape of my foot relative to the shoe or something, but eventually, with a little bit of wear, that went away. And I don't know if it was because the way that the shoe was designed, that it breaks in better than it wears the first time, but that definitely went away and it actually got a lot more comfortable the more I wore it. Also, like I mentioned before, the knit is stretchy, right? It's stretchy, but it won't stretch out when you're breaking it in. What I mean by that is it won't grow in size the more you wear it. It'll stay true to size and it'll always rebound back to the original size. At least in my experience, the more I wear it, it doesn't stretch out. The knit doesn't stretch out. It doesn't become a bigger shoe the more you wear it. So because of all this, because of all the fit and because of the knit, not entirely stretching out, but also being stretchy, I would say go true to size. I got my true 9 and I was not disappointed. I can guarantee that 9.5 would have been too big, too much room, and especially since the fly knit is stretch. And also, I'd say that getting an 8.5 would have been way too small. In spite of the fly knit being stretchy, I know that it'd be a little too snug for me. Overall, this shoe has become my designated daily beater shoe. I mean, this has been my go-to for when I don't know what exactly I'm gonna be doing someday, and I feel like still putting on some heat, and so here it is. It's a comfortable shoe. It doesn't matter where I go because it'll be comfortable no matter what. And if it gets a little dirty, it doesn't matter. It's my beater, And it's a great everyday shoe. It breaks in nicely. The more you wear it, the more comfortable it gets. And it's very responsive. So, like I said, if you like response more than plush, this is definitely for you. So that just about wraps up everything I needed to tell you about the Nike Air Vapormax Flyknit. Hopefully this video has provided you with a lot of insight. And if you like what you saw, and if you feel like it provided value, please give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and show me some love. Thanks. Peace.